Okay, so using the number 4 bristle brush, I'm going to start with the darker color. And I'm not going to try to cover everything up just yet. You can thin that with a bit of mineral spirits. But this is going to be more toward the area where the grass is meeting the water. All right? And I'm going to randomly go in, have a lot of fun with this. Just go in, kind of let your hair down, and I challenge you to rapidly put this in and be a bit messy about it. Try to make these brush strokes interesting from an abstract perspective. Don't worry about making a mistake. This is oil paint. We can easily paint over this. But see how loose my application is here. I'm not worried about, staying coloring within the lines. You have to have a certain amount of detachment and I don't give a darn in your head when you're painting, especially if you want to paint looser, okay? But that also has to be balanced with a healthy ability to critique your work too, and to look at it with a critical eye and analyze it. And achieving that balance, I think, is one of the great pinnacles of mastering painting. Is I don't give a rip versus I'm going to look at it with a really critical eye and get it down. And it is a bit of a paradox. In fact, it's a lot of a paradox, okay? But then life is, there's a lot of paradoxes in life too that are just there, okay? When I'm applying the paint, I try to take a I don't really give a rip approach on the application of it. And then when I stop painting and I step back and look at it, that's when I try to be critical. But I don't try to be critical about the little brush strokes and the little messy things and things like that I'm doing. I try to be critical about the fundamentals. Color and value relationships, as well as edges. Those are the things I try to be critical about. But as far as how I'm applying the paint, how I'm putting it down, whether I have a little messy thing or not, or a little tiny mistake, that stuff, it's just, don't worry about it. All right, so that said, let's let loose on the lighter green. I'm going to thin it down with just a bit of mineral spirits and pick some of it up. Don't need to put a gob of it on, but pick some up. Watch how I'm holding my brush. And I'm going to come up just a little bit higher. Now, as I put that there, now this is the analytical part. Okay, this is the part where you have to be a stickler. You put some of that on there, but then you step back and look at it. Now I'm seeing a problem. I think my mixture is too dark. So I'm going to segregate some of this off by itself because it's going to be a pain to mix this, to darken this or lighten this entire glob of paint. And I'm going to add some more of our ochre and cadmium yellow light. And I might grab just a touch of titanium white now. So Deb said, did you add any white? I said, not yet. Well, here I'm going to. What's nice about segregating this too is I still have this original pile right here because that might not be a waste. I just think I need to get a little bit lighter. So I'm going to come up here. And once again, I'm going to be very loose about it. This is the I don't give a darn part. And if I really slow down my brush strokes, basically we could look at it is I'm kind of going back and forth like this and then doing a little bit of a vertical as well. But I'm doing it pretty quickly. One more thing I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to take this body of grass out a little bit further. Now when you're done, you should have kind of a big mess of green where it gets darker as it gets toward the water and it gets lighter as it goes up. And if it is kind of a big mess, I kind of want you to leave it a big mess. And what I'd like you to do is stare at that throughout the week and freak yourself out, especially if you're a tighter painter, and get used to that, looking at that mess and start to see some beauty in it. Start to visualize reality within that mess of paint. And then you can start to ask yourself, how much of this do I really need to refine in order to suggest reality, in order to suggest what I'm trying to express, okay? One more thing I will do, this is my thing, you can do this too, is I will take a palette knife at times. It can give a little bit of organization to the mess and just do some up and down strokes like this. And then even up here.
Thanks for watching this short clip from my most recent live oil painting session. Our group, Oil Painting at Home, meets online 4 times a month through Zoom, and we work on an oil painting together from start to finish. Members of the group interact not only with me, but with each other while we paint, and they get live feedback on their work. Each session is recorded, which allows members to catch up on anything they may have missed or would like to see again. I also record myself doing the same painting privately in my studio with full commentary. This lets students see how I do the same painting from start to finish in just 1 or 2 sessions using a wet-on-wet technique. We also meet together for live Q&A and critique sessions, and not only that, but members get immediate access to all past painting sessions so they can learn how to paint a wide variety of subject matter at no additional cost. This amounts to hundreds of hours of instruction. Access to Oil Painting at Home's live sessions are very limited and turnover is very low. So if you've not done so yet, sign up on the priority list by clicking on the link in the description below. Once a space becomes open, I'll let you know.